Instead of a chicken video, today's video is about our garden.
This is my garlic row, or it was my garlic row. I wasn't intending to plant garlic, but we had some heads of garlic that were sprouting, and I looked it up online and found out that you can plant garlic in the spring and you just get smaller heads, so I decided to give it a go. I don't know if it got too wet or if it got trampled by children or what, but it's not looking great. We'll see what happens. These are my peas. My husband built this trellis for me to plant around, and I didn't get my strings up as soon as I had hoped that I would. And so I think that part of this falling overness has to do with that. But they seem to be doing pretty well, actually. We're picking peas morning and evening out here, and they're really sweet. Okay, so these are called Thanksgiving pea. I got them from a lady at a Seed Savers Exchange event in at the Monticello estate, actually. She said that her grandmother has been saving these seeds. They'd been in her family for generations, and that she always planted them on Thanksgiving Day. I did not plant them on Thanksgiving Day. Anyway, I think I planted them in March, and they seem to be doing great. I'm definitely going to try to save some. I'm definitely going to try and save some and hopefully plant the same thing again next year because they're really tasty. Over here, I had some sort of extra space in the garden that I did not really know I was going to have, and so when I had lost my green beans in a late frost, I sent my husband to Lowe's to grab me some more seed packets, and he brought back some bush varieties of black-eyed peas, and that's what these are. So I planted a row of black-eyed peas, and they seem to be doing really well. And then this next row over here, I planted black beans, also a bush variety, but only 2 plants came up. So this last heavy rain that we had, when the ground was nice and wet, I put some more black bean seeds in the ground, and we'll just kind of see if they come up. If they come up, that would be great. But if not, it is what it is. I'm just trying to keep them nice and moist to see if they'll come up. This row is my cucumbers, and again, I had actually gotten some seeds from the Seed Savers Exchange. I started them from as seedlings in the house, but a late frost after I had set them out killed them because I'm not an experienced gardener and I don't know what I'm doing. So we went to Lowe's and got some Bonnie Starts, and that's what these 3 down here are. These are just a burpless hybrid, and they're doing really well. I've got so these are a burpless hybrid Bonnie Starts from Lowe's, and they seem to be doing. Wyatt, kill that squash bug. I am starting to fight the battle of vigilance against squash bugs. I've seen 3 or 4 now on these cucumbers, and I'm really, if you have some method of getting ahead of squash bugs that is natural and organic, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. I'm starting to get a few little cucumbers. I'm never really sure when to pick cucumbers, so this is going to be just a process of experimentation. So these 3 are the Bonnie Starts from Lowe's, and then on Mother's Day, we went to a nursery and got me a few more things. I had space down here for a couple more cucumber plants, so we picked up this little guy over here is a, hold on. This is a slicing cucumber, and then this one is a pickling cucumber. So they're a little bit smaller because they're a little bit younger. And then marigolds are kind of a staple in a vegetable garden. We had a lot of trouble. Actually, we didn't get anything in our garden last year because as soon as anything popped up, it was being eaten off by rabbits. So I made sure to plant some marigolds this year. I can't remember the name of this variety, but it is not your average French marigold. It's taller and supposedly it gets blooms like this. So I'm kind of excited about that. This here, I just kind of sowed these in sort of randomly, but this is borage that I planted. It's supposed to help with cutworms and hornworms, I think. Hornworms, it's supposed to take care of hornworms or repel hornworms that like tomatoes. It's also supposed to be edible, like you can put it in a salad, both the leaves and the flowers. So this is petunias. I think I read somewhere that marigolds and borage and petunias are friends and they like each other, so I thought that I'd plant these three together, and it just attracts pollinators and all of those things. So we'll just see. It's an experiment. We'll see how it goes. Next, I have, not there, but here, is Brussels sprouts. We discovered, like, last year, I think, that we like Brussels sprouts, or at least most of our family likes Brussels sprouts, so I thought I'd try planting some this year. We'll see how that goes. They were kind of an afterthought. I put them in after the rest of the garden was already in. Next is my tomato row, and I have several different varieties of tomatoes here. I started with some mortgage lifters, again from the Seed Savers Exchange, and I started them inside. They were getting really leggy. I put them out sooner than I knew I should because they were just getting so leggy. And then I did not pay enough attention to the weather, lost most of them. This one right here, it was still green on the stem, and so I left it, and I just waited to see what would happen, and it's coming back. This is the one of the original mortgage lifters, so I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what that does. This next one is a black brandywine that I got on Mother's Day. I've never tried a brandywine tomato, and black just sounds super cool, so we got it. This next one over here, this one, and let's see, this one and this one are both just a beefsteak tomato. This one and this one, all three of those are Romas. Again, just Bonnie starts from Lowe's, but I really, really, really wanted some paste tomatoes for making tomato sauce. We eat a lot of tomato sauce, and I want to try my hand at making it and putting it up this year. So we've got 3 Roma plants, and they seem to be doing pretty well. We haven't gotten a ripe one yet, but we're almost there. Also, I planted, when I originally laid out these plants, I was intending to do those big round cages made with the concrete reinforcing wire. And so what I did is I planted them spaced out so that they would exactly fit around, and I kind of planted basil around them. Only a few of the basil plants came up, so there's just kind of random basil plants interspersed with the tomatoes, which I'm totally fine with. On the next row is peppers. My peppers were kind of a random mixture. I had some jalapeno seeds, and I had some red bell pepper seeds, and I had some seeds that I had saved from those little mini bell peppers that we got at the store. And I planted some directly in the ground. Not many of them did very well. These are, and I didn't mark where I planted what, which was, so I have no idea. I'm just going to be surprised. Yes, this one I got on Mother's Day. It's a chocolate beauty bell pepper. So I'm really interested to see how those turn out. This one is one that I planted from seed. This is oregano. I did the same thing with the oregano and the peppers that I did with the basil and the tomatoes. So I have several spots of oregano coming up. I'm not really worried about it because I'm planning to turn the chickens out in here, and hopefully they'll eradicate whatever invasiveness of the mint family.
You watch Kid, Mama?
No, stay here with Mommy.
No, I want to watch Kids Step.
This,
Please.
nothing came up here, and so the other day I was pruning my tomatoes, and there was actually rather a large sucker on one of the Better Boy plants, and so I just stuck it in the ground here. We'll see if it makes it or not. This is a teeny tiny something coming up. I think this might be a jalapeno. We'll see. And then I have a feeling that this may have been the seeds from those the mini purple bell peppers that I saved. We'll see. This is a habanero that I got on Mother's Day. More oregano, excuse me. More oregano here, and then this tiny little one right here is something else that I planted. And it's still very, very tiny, not doing very well. We'll just see how it does. I'm waiting and seeing. I planted a row of zinnias for pollinator benefit and to put in vases right beside my cucumbers, and to kind of divide this half of the garden from that, because this half is going one way and the other half is going perpendicular to that. The reason that I laid it out that way is solely because of my green bean teepees. I wanted to try green beans on teepees this year. I had the boys gather some bamboo from the woods for me, and we made these teepees together. And so these are pole bean green beans. And then underneath the pole beans, I planted cucumbers. Or not cucumbers, excuse me, zucchini. I was reading honestly about the three sisters, and I thought, well, even if I don't do the corn, probably the squash and the beans will do well together, and try to kind of keep the weeds down around my pole beans. So I planted three. I've got 2 bean trellises, and I've got 3 zucchini plants, and we are about to be inundated with zucchini. I've already picked several, and we have a couple more gigantic ones that need to come off.
Alright, if you like this video, like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this.